Can Bitcoin break past the $150,000 mark or even climb to $200,000 despite a looming US trade war? Many analysts remain optimistic, but there are also scenarios that suggest another correction could be on the horizon. Stick around to find out what's really going on. Let's dive in. Welcome to Inside Bitcoins, where we bring you the most important news, analysis, and insights from the crypto world every day. Today, we're taking a closer look at the current Bitcoin price and analyzing how Trump's proposed trade tariffs could impact the market. If you don't want to miss future updates, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Let's get straight into the market. Bitcoin is currently sitting at around $84,600, down over 15% from its all-time high of $109,000 back in January 2025. Despite the dip, investor sentiment remains largely bullish. Many are taking advantage of the lower prices to accumulate more crypto instead of panic selling. Even whale wallets holding over 10,000 Bitcoin continue to buy, which is widely seen as a vote of confidence in Bitcoin's long-term potential. The recent price drop has largely been triggered by fears of a trade war. Since his re-election in 2024, Donald Trump has proposed high tariffs on imports from China and other nations, in some cases as high as 60%. This could weigh heavily on the global economy, raising costs for businesses and consumers alike, and potentially pushing inflation higher. So why does this matter for Bitcoin? Well, many investors see Bitcoin as a form of digital gold, a hedge against inflation and economic instability. If prices start surging globally, it could drive more people into Bitcoin as a safe haven. But there are also risks. A full-blown trade war could dampen investor appetite for risk altogether. If major stock indices like the S&P 500 take a hit, crypto could also suffer, especially given Bitcoin's ongoing correlation with U.S. equities. Still, many experts are holding on to their bullish outlook. Trump has already officially announced plans for a U.S. Bitcoin reserve, and a more favorable regulatory stance under his administration could give the market a second wind later this year. The 2024 halving event also recently cut the block reward in half, reducing future supply. Add to that the growing adoption. Companies like MicroStrategy are holding over 100,000 Bitcoin, and nations like El Salvador continue to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. FundStrat's Tom Lee even predicts Bitcoin could hit $150,000 by the end of 2025, driven by institutional demand in the halving. Now, when we talk about bullish price targets like that, many investors naturally ask which projects might ride the wave alongside Bitcoin. Well, one of them is Bitcoin Bull, ticker BTC Bull, a project directly tied to Bitcoin's price action. It's already raised over $4.7 million in its pre-sale. What makes it stand out? When Bitcoin hits milestones like 125K or 150K, BTC Bull tokens are burned, or Bitcoin airdrops are distributed to holders. That means investors could benefit in multiple ways if Bitcoin rallies. The project runs on Ethereum and offers staking with APYs of over 80%. It's not just a meme coin. BTC Bull aims to create real utility by riding Bitcoin's momentum. As with any pre-sale, there are risks, but if you're curious, check out the official Bitcoin Bull site for more details. Back to Bitcoin, alongside tightening supply and raising adoption, institutional demand is a huge driver. Hedge funds like Citadel are becoming more active in Bitcoin markets, and overall acceptance continues to grow. On the flip side, a major black swan event, like a global recession triggered by trade tensions, could drag Bitcoin back towards $60,000. Even the more conservative forecasts still put Bitcoin at $100,000 or higher by 2026. And there's even Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, who sees Bitcoin hitting $350,000 in 2025, citing it as a hedge against a potential U.S. banking crisis. To sum it up, 2025 is shaping up to be a defining year for Bitcoin. Despite trade war fears and economic uncertainty, the fundamentals are strong and many analysts still see 150K within reach. If we do see a major rally, projects like BTC Bull could be big winners. But short-term price action will depend heavily on macro factors, especially U.S. trade policy and global market stability. What do you think? Will Bitcoin break 150K this year, or are we heading for another correction first? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this update, leave a like, subscribe to Inside Bitcoins, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. For exclusive content, be sure to visit our website. Until next time, stay bullish.